Hi everyone, so today I want to talk about this little sewing machine that I got from Joann Fabrics. It was on sale for $31, and for $30 I thought that it was going to do a lot more things than I expected. But let me take you on a joyride to the frustrating sewing machine. On Amazon, whenever I was in the market for something portable so I can take it somewhere. My big Juki sewing machine is wonderful. It's awesome, and I don't know if I can transition from this to this little thing, right? Because my Juki sewing machine is just the best sewing machine ever. I've never had a sewing machine in my life that was as good as the Juki. So I talk the world about the Juki sewing machine. It's very solid. It's easy. In another video, I will show you how to maintain your sewing machine so it's always tip-top shape, especially when you're doing stuff like I'm doing, like using like sewing batting like this. It's always great to maintain your sewing machine, because this is when the problem starts happening. So I'm going to do a review, and you guys are going to see how much frustrating it is to use this sewing machine for $30. Give me back my $30. What is this? A bunch of paraphernalia. So this is stickers and some material. I'm not using the stickers. It's just ammo. We have a user instruction manual. That's a cute one. It came with 3 bobbins, red, white, and black, a needle. And a threader. Size 14, which is standard. Presser foot. Oh, how cute is this presser foot? So small. It's pretty sturdy for a little girl. Very sturdy for a little girl. It only has the bobbin for thread. It says foot pedal right there. Take this out, she said. How? There's the light right there. Then the light turned off. Speed button. Oh! So that was off. So you gotta put it down. And how come it's not working? It is a toy for sure. Let's try one. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Oh wow. I don't like that. It works and then it doesn't. If it's depressed in, if this is depressed and it goes slow, but if it's out, it's faster. Oh, it's not that bad. So you have to do this first before you step on the gas. How do you remove the safety guard? Whoa! Oh, so if you push this in, it'll go by itself without pressing. This is going to annoy the heck out of me. Before you step on the pedal, you have to turn this one turn, and then it'll go. If you don't, it won't do anything, even if you press on the pedal. But if you do this and then you press on the pedal, it goes. Take this off. It doesn't fail you much. Number 6C. In conclusion, do not buy this little machine. I know that there's one that's comparable to this one, and I believe that you can buy it on Amazon for 30 bucks also. The instructions are just horrendous. It doesn't really tell you much. This button that you push in to thread the bobbin doesn't pop. I mean, you have to pull it up. I didn't even know you pull it up. It doesn't make any sense because the bobbin actually will not fit. It doesn't fit snug in there to be able to thread, unless, what is this spring right here? See, they don't explain anything. They don't explain anything. I wonder if that, nope, it's just an extra spring for what? It doesn't tell you. It's going to, number one, confuse a child if it's made for a child. A parent has to be present to finagle everything that's going on in here. When you push the unbutton, right here, you have to push it in halfway. It doesn't tell you. It just says push it in to make it go. That's one of the things that's kind of good about this, because you don't have to use the foot pedal to sew. You can just push this button to sew. It ate up some of my thread in the beginning. To thread a bobbin is just cumbersome. It says you put the spool in here, but that's loose right there. So how will this turn? How will this thing turn? Re-thread the bobbin if it's loose. See? And then first it didn't tell you that you have to pull this thing up. And then it says push this button right here and turn this counterclockwise, which I'm doing right now, and it's not doing anything. There's got to be something jammed in there right now, because this, when you push this button, this is supposed to pop up. But since it didn't pop up, it doesn't tell you in the instruction that, you know, and I'm trying to figure out how that's working. It's, I mean, just ruined my nails. The sewing machine itself is pretty solid for a child. It does feel like a toy. The mechanics are okay. This thing right here is a guard so that the children do not hurt themselves. And then it doesn't really tell you to push in on both ends, top and bottom, to get it out. So now I can't even put it back in because it won't cooperate with me. And I bought it from Joann Fabric, so it's pretty much the final sale, right? I can't return this. It will frustrate it says 8-year-old up. It's going to frustrate my granddaughter, and then she might not want to sew anymore. The only way that I could thread the bobbin is to thread it in my own sewing machine, because this threader doesn't work. And my daughter does not have a sewing machine for her to thread it for herself. So this is pretty much a doorstop. Not even, because it's not even heavy enough to be one. This was really, really hard to pull out. I had to use my scissors to get in between. If everything was working, it would have been a cute little machine for a child. but it's not working. So a child won't be able to figure this out. Look at this configuration. It goes boom, over, boom, and then it goes up here and then down. So you can't go like this to thread it in. You have to go through the holes. You have to thread it through the holes. So that's a little cumbersome for a child too. And yeah, I mean, for $30, what do you expect, right? I don't even know how to take this bobbin out. This bobbin right here. How do you take this out? It doesn't tell you. Yeah, so how do you even take, oh, how you do that? And you push this, you put the spring in. So spring just popped out. So at least we know how to take this out. Okay, let's see. It'll be so frustrating for a child. Oops. Oh, here goes nothing. For me, to be able to buy a $30 sewing machine where you have to watch whoever you bought this for, you know, it's a good bonding experience. However, it's very frustrating if it's not really, I don't think that sewing machines are toys, should be created and sold on the market to become toys. When you have a child who is interested in sewing, you're better off showing them how to sew in your own sewing machine without having them to maybe touch your sewing machine. Just demonstrate it and see if they will still be interested in sewing after you've shown them how to do it. And then maybe if you have a cheaper type of sewing machine, maybe something that you upgraded from, that would be the best way to teach a child how to sew. And also it's age appropriate. So my granddaughter, she's 7 and she's really interested in sewing, and I taught her how to use a needle and thread. That's how you start them off with, so that they can grasp the concept of how to sew and put fabrics together that way. However, when they graduate from that and they're ready, you think they're ready, they're a little bit more mature to understand how the sewing machine works, you have to show them. You have to show them how to do it. You have to show them how it works. You have to explain it to them and how they can translate it in their own words, because kids are kids, you know, you have to translate it for them. But really, the answer is not to buy something cheap like this. I think that the reason why this has been made is because they showed this child, and she's what, I think this child might be 10 or 11. However, if you're going to start them out with this type of thing, with this type of sewing machine, more than likely they're going to get frustrated because this doesn't work as well as it would have been showed them on a regular sewing machine. If they're really serious about sewing, then this will frustrate them, and then maybe they will never touch a sewing machine again. It'll make it so interesting and exciting for them to create things when they know that this kind of machine, for this to be a stumbling block for them to keep going with what they like. Everything will hinge upon how your tools are working. Very subpar result. However, this is still usable. I'm not throwing this away. I can put my earbuds in here, or actually I can just put everything in here for my granddaughter. I don't know. And it will be the reminder that this was not worth $30. I mean, $30, yeah, but you know, if you only had $30 and you were expecting to have something magnificent, this won't be it. So there you go. I made a little pouch. I hope you enjoyed this and just laughed at me the whole time because it was laughable. And I hope it was entertaining for you as well. And I will see you on the next video. I will show you how I reorganized this whole room from where it was before when I started to make products for a market that I thought I was gonna do, but turned out it was a scam. Thank you very much. Miraculous. It was not very miraculous.